up, everyone? It is your girl GELBEAUTY87 here, aka Grace, and it's time for another episode of Muted versus Colorful. I guess that's what we're gonna go with, girl. I don't know. I'm on the third one. I still haven't come up with a name, so I just decided that's what it's gonna be for this one. So we just gonna follow suit with the other ones, okay? Okay. Anyway, so in today's episode, I got a few new palettes. I don't have as many. I've been going through every night, like when I get off work, and just looking through stuff, since I don't have to take Adriangameover to school this week or next week because we're on winter break. So I figured this would be the perfect time to be filming this, even though you're not gonna see this is 2024. And welcome to all the newbies. I always come up with some new random way of showing y'all eyeshadow palettes that I try to make unique to the way the other channels do stuff. So this is just another way for me. Welcome. Anyway, let's get into it. So if you saw the first two, then you know what's going on, but third time's a charm. So just for the third one, I'll do it. After that, I'm probably not gonna do an intro anymore. Okay, so what I did was I went through my collection of eyeshadow palettes and I looked for similar color stories, ones that I felt that were more muted, just because they didn't have like a lot of bright colorful mattes along with like iridescent or dual chrome or multi-chrome shimmers, and they were more like mainstreamish type brands. And then I pulled palettes on my indie collection, which is, if you have seen my eyeshadow palette collection video, quite extensive, and I'm just basically comparing and telling you why I think which one is which. And then throughout the year, you should probably see eyeshadow videos on me comparing some of them. Now, some of you might have seen before in videos, which is why I'm not going to necessarily do eye videos on every single one. It's just a few that I have that I'm interested in trying out that I think I'm going to do. Like the one I'm holding in my hand right now, I'm pretty sure that I already did a video comparing them, or underrated versus overrated on them, because they looked really similar. So we're gonna skip that one. We're gonna start on this one, which is colorful versus muted. This is the 2 Up palette from Lethal. I didn't buy it when it first came out. I ended up getting mine on Camera Ready Cosmetics for like 35 or 40% off during the holidays, so that's when I picked it up. And this is the Escape Pod from what is it, Cleoned Cosmetics. I don't know, but it was just so hard to say. But yeah, so those both of them look like the inside. Now, I know you like, girl, both of these are colorful. You sound crazy. What are you talking about? Notice how there are no neutrals in the Lethal palette, but in this Cleoned palette, there are neutrals. So that's why I'm saying it's the muted version, because although it does have all these colors, you still gave almost a whole row of neutrals with all the shades in here. Whereas with the Lethal one, it's like you just got to go for the color, girl. You got to go for the color big, bold, and all, or if you're not going, you know, like get too much of any looks out of it. I know the little peachy shade is supposed to be like, I guess, more of a neutralish type moment feel, like the orange and maybe like the pink as far as transition shades go, but it's not like a literal neutral like a brown or something like that. Those are the ones I don't really go for that well. That's why I'm like, you know, it's kind of this one's more muted to me than this one, so that's why I put them where I did. I'm definitely interested in doing both these together, just because I'm curious how it can work out with similar looks and whatnot, because they do supposed to have especially nice iridescent shimmers, and they do have some colorful mattes. It's just because they added neutrals to this, I feel like it ruined it for me and made it muted, thus me putting it the way I put it. So those are the first two I have. As usual, I ran off and left one in the corner, so when we get to that one, I'll turn off the camera and go get the next one. Next one, I have colorful versus muted. This is the Komodo palette. You have already seen this video go up by then. Well, I'm saying that now it's up to go up in this afternoon. But this is the Maple Syrup Pancakes palette from Too Faced. Morgan Turner was raving about the quality of it actually being really nice, and then I found it on sale for like 50% off. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. Then it went down even further from 50% off to like 20 bucks. And when I saw this in the video, remember I told you I had some in my collection that was similar to it, and I just couldn't remember what the hell it was. It was this palette. So, and one other palette that you'll see in the underrated versus overrated. But yeah, so I'm trying not to hold up too hard because I know this shade smashed and now all this oil is coming out of it. But here's what both of them look like side by side. As you can see, both of them are giving the similar vibes of the color story. It's just Too Faced always puts a whole bunch of neutral, boring ass colors in their palette. So that's why I'm like, this one's always going to be muted. I feel like they're just always going to be muted. Even with that Spritz palette, I feel like they still had a lot of neutrals going on in it. And they didn't pick like fun, bright pops of color like other palettes do. It was like colorful for them, but you know, colorful for them ain't saying much in my personal opinion. But anyway, back to these. So as you can see, this one has a very similar color story to this. However, it's just quite muted because of all the neutral tones. Whereas this one has like, I think, one like neutraliest type shade. This one right here, and everything else is color. And this is still leaning more purple than it is to like brown. It's like a taupey purple type shade. So that's why I'm definitely giving this the more colorful one. But since both the color stories look pretty similar, I wanted to mention both of them in videos. So that's why they got in here. And I'll definitely be doing looks side by side with these as well, just because I'm real curious to see like how this one's going to hold up against this one, or should I say how much the maple syrup pancakes palette is gonna hold up against the Komodo, because I actually feel like the quality of this palette is really good. Like Morgan Turner said, it's just more of, you know, it's just a muted color story of stuff I already have. The next one I have is Colorful versus Muted. This is the Anaconda palette up against the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. Now for her, again, this is colorful. She's done even more color than this, but to me this is like a muted kind of color, if you will. So I'm feeling like this is definitely like a more fun, brighter version of this one. Or you could even say like the Anaconda palette. Some of the shades in there, along with the Komodo palette, are mixed in this palette to create these two. But it's definitely giving me the vibes of this. So you will see this in the underrated versus overrated in addition to this video. And then I'll do like the separate eye look video that I talked about. Because this one I'm definitely really intrigued by. I actually need to get footage of this to add to my reel that I have going up. Because I forgot to pull this palette out at the time. So I'm going to have to bring this back another day just to film that. Because I feel like both of these are definitely quite similar. This has those purples and more mauvish berry type tones that you saw in the Komodo palette. Matter of fact, let me just show them both, because I'm here, you're here, everyone's here, y'all know the drill. So since we're all here and cute like, I'm gonna just go ahead and show it now. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this has some of each one of the palettes in it. It's just I'd rather do it with Komodo, I mean with Anaconda, because I feel like Anaconda has more in here than this one does. But yeah, we're definitely going to be showing both of these, because honey, they are both looking quite similar, and we need to do an eye look. But not with this one, with the Anaconda. Now that I have gone through that with you, I'm trying to debate if I should just go ahead and do the one that I did before, because I've already done an eye look on it, but I figure I can still show you it in a muted versus colorful manner and get some use out of it, because I have not like touched it since then. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. So we have the colorful versus muted going on. I know right on the Ulta Cosmetics palette is being considered muted, but this is the Surrender palette. If you all remember, this is from Valentine's Day of 2023, and this is Natasha Denona's Love palette. I just feel like, believe it or not, Natasha gives me more color with this, because I guess it's because Natasha doesn't really do a lot of color. And the fact that she actually put a brown in here, and Unearthly did put a brown in here. But you see the color story is very similar, and it actually is a couple of, like, to me this is like the little whole neutral quad right here, these four right here. And I think I'm just proud that Natasha didn't put any matte brown anything in this palette, or any type of like neutrally leaning mattes the way I feel like she does in a lot of palettes. So that's why honestly I made this the colorful one, just because it's like Unearthly does color normally, and it was weird for me to see like as many neutral shades as I do in this palette. So that's why it's the neutral one to me and the more colorful one. But I'm pretty sure I've done eye looks with both of these. I'll try to remember to link it up above if I did, but I'm quite sure I did eye looks with both of these. So yeah, for that reason, we're not going to do this one. And that's why I was debating on putting in this video or not. Because I was like, I don't know if I should or not. Just because, you know, I don't want to keep repeating stuff. But I'm like, I technically, I guess, am not repeating it. Because a lot of new people have been coming to my channel recently. Which, again, like I said, welcome. So that's why I just went ahead and showed some that I feel like I have shown in the past. But let me go grab the other one, and then we can wrap this episode up, because I'm thinking about just going ahead and putting the other two I keep putting in like the debate box and put it in this video, so that way we can just get them out the way and I can move on to the next thing. But I'll be right back. Hold please. First, what is it? Colorful versus Muted is this Juvia's Place, the Berries palette, alongside the Supreme Mall, some Artist Couture. I know a lot of y'all didn't like this palette, which I don't understand, because I thought it was lovely, but you know, to each his own. I heard a lot of people saying they didn't like the quality of it. Again, I thought the quality was fine. I didn't have any issue with it. But here's what both the palettes look like side by side. Now, they both have that berry tone, mauvish tone vibe. I just feel like since this is literally an all colorful one, and this one has lots of neutrals in it, that's why I want to pair them together. Because I feel like if you hold it up like here, like, see, these tones look really similar right there. Like this little quad right there. And some of the other ones, whereas this one is just all berry. So I feel like the all berry one obviously should hold the crown for the colorful one, whereas this is the muted one, just because it has a more muted version of that same color story. But it's nice quality. I like both the palettes. It's just, you know, like, I had to call it like I see it. So this isn't one we're going to do a dedicated video on though, but I did want to put it in there. Some of them I do dedicated videos on, and some of them I don't. One I've actually already done a dedicated video on, but I just didn't call it this because I hadn't started this series yet. So I'm putting it in here right now. I'm going to show you that one right now, and then we're going to get into, you know, what's going on with the rest of them, because the rest of them you haven't seen yet. Next we have Colorful versus Muted. I gave y'all an eye look on this one already. This could have been a part of the series, but I've already done it. So this is the Cimmerian Sunset from Adept Cosmetics. If you purchase anything for Adept, I do have a code. It's GELBEAUTY87, and I think it's 10 or 15% you get off. I feel like it's 15. Don't quote me though. But yeah, so this is Cimmerian Sunset, and then I have Snow Dream from Uden's. So I definitely did eye looks with both of these and got like a very similar look with both of the palettes, in spite of them not having the exact same color story. But I feel like this is a more fun version of this color story, minus obviously the purple. They both have the hollow chrome-ish type shades and a lot of similar tones in them, despite it this is supposed to be more of a Christmas one, and this to me seems like it's more of like a fall-esque sunset type vibe. But I still feel like they both did a similar job. So obviously the Adept one is going to be more colorful just because it has all these colors, dual chromes, multi-chrome, and then the mattes they chose aren't necessarily like, you know, neutral S mattes, if you will. I guess you could somewhat consider them neutral, but with all the colors going on, I still feel like this is more colorful than this, even though it does have colorful mattes, just because everything looks so pale and like light to me and more neutrally when you look at the palette. As with this one, I feel like it's band pal color in your face. So that's why I said that this is more colorful and this is more neutral. But if you want to see the video on this, I'll try to remember to link it up above. I think I just did like an old school versus new school on it to get it out the way and call it a day. But again, like I said, that was before I started this series. Y'all, I got one more video to film for the night, and then I will be done for tonight. Adriangameover is excited and waiting for it because he's like, look, he ready to go home. And I'm like, I got stuff to do, and like I didn't get to film Friday. Well, I didn't get to film traditional content Friday because of a snowstorm that happened here in Chicago. So I was happy to get my healthy self out here and handle some business. So next I have the what is it, Colorful versus Muted. This is the Pat McGrath's Mothership 11 Sunlit Seduction up against the Rose Metals palette. My friend let me borrow her Rose Metals palette. She did buy me the Fall Romance and the Cosmos palette for Christmas though, so I do have those in my collection. I think I have a video going up of the Fall Romance against some other palette coming soon in this series, so you'll see it eventually. I don't know when, but you'll see it. But here's what they look like side by side. Now, I definitely feel like this one is more warm tone than this one. Although this one is warm tone, but I guess the pinks are what's throwing it off for me, and the fact that these have those oranges and all that I think are more warm tone looking than this one. But y'all know because of Mother's special shades, it automatically makes her palette the colorful one, because you get these special, unique, shifting, shimmery, fun shades, even though she does have some neutral mattes in here. And to me, this one is just more of the traditional neutral, bronzy, red tone look, and that's why I'm like, to me this is definitely the more muted of the two palettes, because Mother gonna give you some sparkle, some shine, some glimmer, even if she give you some boring neutral matte. She gonna give you some fun sparkle to go along with that to make up for the fact that the neutrals are boring. I feel like they just took it to a complete boring palette, whereas this one is a little bit more exciting and fun. So this is another one that I'm not gonna necessarily do a dedicated video to, just because I'm like, I'm gonna give my palette back to my friend in a timely fashion, since she let me borrow it. Since she lets me borrow her palette from time to time when I feel like it has a good comparison to it that I, you know, don't own myself and don't want to get on myself and don't feel like trying to like insert a picture and all that, because that'd be taking a lot of work. Like I just filmed one of those do you really need videos where I have to insert all the pictures in it, and I'm gonna have to go home and edit all that, and that takes a whole lot of time. So I'm kind of just like, if she has a palette, I just beg her if I can borrow it just for a video, and then try to make sure I keep it intact so I don't have to buy another one like I had to do with the Give Me Glow, because y'all don't know that hurt my soul having to give them money, because I stopped buying from them a while ago because of the Team with Fancy Face situation that we're not even gonna get into. But we only got 2 more palettes left. So next, Colorful versus Muted, we have the Nomad Cosmetics Royal Europe palette. They just announced their new palette today. It's the New Zealand, I think, Stargazer or something like that, up against my Sir John and Luminous Can't Wait to Be King eyeshadow palette. So I Can't Wait to Be Queen eyeshadow palette. So I felt like the Nomad one is definitely a more colorful version of this one, because when you stop and look at it, it has a lot of the same similar tones to it. Like, I feel like if I cover up like maybe this part right here, you'll see what I'm talking about. Because see, it has a lot of those neutrals. It has a blue-green situation going on. It's just, this has some dual chromes and multi-chromes, and this one just has a lot of neutral mattes and then those few jewel tone shimmers that I like. So that's why I thought it'd be interesting to pair these together. Now, this is one we'll actually probably end up doing a video on, just because I'm thoroughly impressed with the luminous quality of these shadows, and I think Sir John did a great job, and I just want to see how it's going to compare to this one right here with the neutrals that are in here. So I feel like it'd be interesting to put them together. Now I know it's not going to be fair once it gets to the shimmer part, so I'll try to pick the shimmer that has the least amount of, you know, like dual chromey, multi-chrominess going on to try to be fair to Sir John when it comes to that, because I'm like, I know, you know, that's not his thing because of the industry he works in and the type of makeup they like to wear in the industry. So I'm not mad at him for it, and I think the palette was good quality, so I figured you could pull it out and remember, like I've been telling y'all about your collection. Pull it out and remember, girl. Pull it out and remember. So I'm going to follow my own advice. I pulled it out and I remember. How about that? No. But the last one I have to talk about is Colorful versus Muted is the Pat McGrath Celestial Nirvana palette. Y'all know this is my favorite Pat McGrath palette out of all of them. I'm mad that my red shade keeps trying to bust on me. It's real disrespectful. I keep pressing it back in, but I don't know what it is about that shade being so dry to like it just keeps crumbling. I've never had a Pat McGrath matte shade crumble, but this one, honey. Every time I look up, it's like breaking into pieces. Well, my new palette doesn't do that one, but the one I bought from her website, it does that, which I find interesting. But anyway, this is what it looks like, and then I put it up against the Vitality so you can see what I'm talking about, because they have similar color stories when you really look at it. See, this is like a muted version of this one, like I was telling y'all, because the middle row is what? These blues and these purples. This muted green and yellow row is this muted green and yellow row, and then the first row is like the warm tone row. But I tell you, both of these are actually quite similar, and we're definitely gonna compare both of these because y'all know I live for a Pat McGrath moment. I live for Unearthly, so I'm definitely going to put both of those to the side. So that ends this episode. I'm trying to hurry up if y'all can't tell because my battery is flashing, and I still got one more video I need to film, so I need to go get a new battery and film that. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember all the diamonds. You can comment down below and tell me what's your favorite one out of all the ones I showed you in this video, and which comparison you're looking forward to, because we only have 2 in this video. In past videos I have had more, but this one, these were the 2 that I was most interested in. I figured you'd be most interested in as well, so I figured we could do these 2. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.